Okay, the next PCS guideline we're going to look at is for discontinued procedures, which is B3.3. So what the actual guideline states is, if the intended procedure is discontinued, code the procedure to the root operation performed. If a procedure is discontinued before any other root operation is performed, code the root operation inspection of the body part or anatomical region inspected. So, the example we're going to look at is a planned aortic valve replacement, but the procedure was canceled after the thoracotomy was performed. All right? So, what happened in this particular procedure is that the initial thoracotomy was performed, and before we even made any incision into the heart muscle, the patient became hemodynamically unstable. Therefore, we had to discontinue the procedure. That procedure would be coded as an inspection of the mediastinum, because all we did was do the thoracotomy, open them up, and look around. We didn't touch anything else. We just looked inside the mediastinum. They became unstable. Bam, we closed them up, and we'll do it another day. So, all we did at this point, the intent of our procedure originally was to do an aortic valve replacement. However, we didn't. All we did was something exploratory. We explored or examined the chest cavity, right? That's all we did. So when we're just examining, let's get out our flip bits. Okay? And what do we have here? Well, we've got to look down. Always involves devices. How about examination only? Let's take a look at examination only. And sure enough, we have inspection. Visually and or manually exploring a body part, which is what we did, correct? All right, so let's go ahead and write down as our root operation, inspection. And we know that that particular character value is J. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters. Okay? So we have inspection is our root operation, which is our third character, J. So now our major body system is going to be, let's get out our little handy dandy body systems. Our major body system, we really don't have one because we didn't look, well, I mean we do, but we don't really have one that's very specific because we didn't do anything but open the chest and look inside. And we don't have a major body system that just says chest or chest cavity. So we know it was the mediastinum. We don't have anything that the mediastinum fits into except for anatomical regions general, which is what that is. So we're going to say anatomical regions general, and that is the value W. So we know that W is going to be our second character for our major body systems. We also know this is a medical surgical section, so we're going to put a 0. Now, our minor body part, what is it? We know our minor body part is just the chest cavity, and what is the chest called? The mediastinum. We opened up, the thoracotomy opens the mediastinum. And if that's something you're not aware of, let's get out just so you can take a peek. We'll get out the anatomy book here and just take a quick look, right? Okay? Here's your mediastinum. Okay? And that is what we've done, isn't it? We've just opened up the mediastinum. We looked. Patient became unstable. We couldn't get to the heart, so we closed everything up and we're done. Okay? All right? So now you understand that. And the definition is that it's the name given to the core of vital structures that runs down through the center of the thoracic cavity or chest cavity, which is what we did, a thoracotomy, and it contains the heart and is flanked on either side by the lungs. Okay? All right? So, we've determined that that is our body part. Now, the approach. What approach would we have if we were planning to do an aortic valve replacement? Obviously, we would be doing an open approach. So, open. Was there a device? Probably not, because we didn't actually put the valve in. If we had done the actual valve replacement, we would have had a device. So I'm going to say no. And for our qualifier, we don't know yet. Okay, so I'm going to put a Z here. And now we're going to tackle our book. So let's go to inspection here in our all right, now we are looking for inspection of what? Inspection of the mediastinum. Now, let's find that here. All right, so here we go. We have inspection of the mediastinum right here. What I don't want you to do is get confused or think you know and code to inspection of the chest wall. Okay? Because look at that code, 0WJ8. But if you look at the inspection of the mediastinum, it is 0WJC. So our code that we're going to be looking for, our table is 0WJC. So we know that this mediastinum is C. So let's go ahead and take a peek at that. 0W. And we want J. Okay. And it is, if you look, what does it say? It does say continued. So that means that we have to start over here on the bottom of the page prior. Okay. And look for what we want. And we want 0WJC. So if I look here, we don't have JC. So let's go to the next page. And here we have 0WJC, mediastinum. Okay, so we know that it is C for sure. We know that it was open, so 0. We know there was no device, and we know there was no qualifier. So our code for a planned aortic valve replacement, but the procedure was canceled after the thoracotomy was performed, but before we cut into the heart muscle, is 0WJ C0ZZ. And that's it.